everybody, it's Mark here at All Things Home and House. So, you've become a homeowner. Part of the American dream, right? To own your own house. So congratulations if you're in the group for the first time. That's awesome. And All Things Home and House is here to help you because, I don't know if you know this or not, but when you signed on that dotted line, if indeed you signed a loan to purchase your house, and you now have a mortgage, you also signed to the daily upkeep. You signed up to the daily upkeep of that home. If you don't upkeep your most costly investment, it will decrease in value. It will not bring the kind of satisfaction and joy you want from your home, and it will lose value. And so we're here today to talk about the 5 most neglected home maintenance related tasks. And this is not the typical kind of video where we're going to talk about every month you've got to remember to change the air filters. Yes, we know those kind of things. Those are good videos and we'll do those later. But these are the tasks that I think are neglected prior to getting to any specific task pertaining to a system in your home or tasks that you've got to do to upkeep it. And the first one is simply committing to regular home maintenance tasks. Yes, those air filters have to be changed. You've got to, or you need to, flush that hot water tank once a year. There are lots and lots of tasks associated with home ownership. And you want to be on top of those. You want to know what those are. You want to stay abreast of what your home needs and what the systems, the air conditioning system, for instance, the hot water tank, whatever it is, you want to know what those tasks are for that month or for that week, or in some cases, it's just a yearly task, so that you are able to get the most satisfaction out of your new home or the home you've had for a couple of years. Some of us have been involved with home ownership for a couple of years, and we're looking to take care of things a little bit more, grow in our skills and development. Well, the first step, and one that I think is mostly skipped over or ignored, is just simply mentally committing to the idea, I have to keep up my home. It's true of anything that is going to last. Anything that we're involved in, usually there's some kind of daily commitment to it. If you're in a relationship with a significant other, a wife, husband, whoever it might be, you've got to commit to that relationship and doing those things that other person wants that relationship needs on a daily or weekly or monthly basis. It's no different with home maintenance. And so the first step we need to take, one that I neglected just because I was so busy when I first bought my new home, that is committing to the upkeep of that home. Because if you don't, you will regret it. And we're going to talk about that later. The second thing that I think is often neglected, and that is determining what those maintenance needs are. So, what are those tasks that you need to do on a weekly or monthly basis to upkeep your home, to maintain your home? Can you name them? Do you know what your hot water tank needs by way of its maintenance on a monthly or yearly basis? Do you know what your HVAC system needs? Do you know what your other systems in your home need? You need to know what those tasks are so that you are on top of them, you're prepared, you can schedule them. And so those things, being organized like that is going to be such a huge help. And the good thing is, there are apps to help you with that. There are apps for everything, right? And there are apps to help you in the upkeep of your home. You need to devote some time every month, mostly, to the upkeep of your home. And why wouldn't you want to? You've just spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to purchase a home. You've went through all the steps required. You endured all the stress, and although it was some good stress, man, it was a high anxiety-provoking type of event, the purchase of a new home. Why wouldn't you want to keep it up? And yet, sadly, too many of us don't. We neglect our homes. I've been into home after home. Some, on the lower end scale, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 homes. Some even over $1 million. And you walk in and think, oh my, why aren't you keeping this home up? I'm not talking about clothes on the floor. That's totally different. I'm talking about paint peeling. I'm talking about just simple tasks to help maintain that HVAC system in the house. So we have to commit to not only maintaining our home, but we need to know what those tasks are. Which leads me into the third neglected task, and that is developing a home maintenance checklist. These two flow right together. Home ownership is a huge responsibility. Maintaining that home is a huge responsibility. And I know that some of us are thinking, gosh, this is a huge time commitment. You're right. But you know what takes more time? Is putting the time into repairing a hot water tank, for instance, that goes out prematurely because you didn't take the time to flush it. That takes time. That takes a lot of time. Because what do you have to do? You get a call at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning from your wife. You're at work. Honey, the hot water tank is not working. We don't have any hot water. You go out, you come home, maybe at lunch. You go out in your garage and you see water all over the garage floor. You look, you find that, hey, once, the interior wall of that gas-powered hot water tank has failed. Water is leaking. Now what do you have to do? Now you're committed to fixing that right away, right? Now, those things are going to happen even if we do sometimes maintain our products, our items, our items in our home to help us have enjoyable home life experience. They break. But by maintaining those, by committing the time to it, and by committing ourselves to a checklist, by maintaining a checklist, we can, in most cases, put those emergencies off, if you will. We can get more enjoyment out of that system because we're doing what we need to do. It's no different like when you are owning or buying a car. You've got to maintain that vehicle if you're going to get if your expectations of that vehicle are going to be fulfilled. If you're going to want to drive a good vehicle, one that is serving its purpose like it should. Home maintenance is the same. So we commit to it. We are aware of what is needed with whether I have a deck outside and I've got to maintain that deck, whether I've got a pool, or if I've got even those tools within that home, a compressor. I've got a compressor. It's one of the best tools you should have. But there are things I need to do to upkeep that compressor, keep it in good shape. So we develop those checklists, those maintenance lists that help us keep on top of the task we need to be doing. I wished I had done this because I think of one story where I noticed a small leak spot in the ceiling in my utility room. And so, being busy like we all are, I stuck my head up in the attic right above it, didn't see any sort of figure out what was going on. Okay, kept my eye on it, and it grew just a little bit. What is going on? So when I finally got around to it, I noticed in my attic that my dryer vent pipe had condensation right where it penetrated the drywall, floor, or ceiling, right above the dryer. And so I thought to myself, well, what is going on? So I disconnected the pipe that was going up into my attic and through the roof where the dryer air was vented, right? Took that pipe off. My airflow in that pipe was about, I would say about 80 to 85% restricted because of lint buildup. We had bought the house. The house was, I don't know, 10, 12 years old, something like that. And the previous owner never cleaned that out. And I did not have a checklist. I was not mindful of it. It built up, and all that hot air was creating condensation on the outside of the vent pipe, and it was draining back onto my ceiling. So I took the time to take disconnect those pipes completely, went to the big box store, bought a tool to clean it out, and I cleaned it out from the back of the dryer all the way up through where it penetrated my roof. And that took me quite a bit of time. But had I been aware of it, number one, had I committed that task of cleaning that once a year, right? Once a year is probably all that takes, depending on how much laundry you do. I would not have had to face that problem And the likelihood I would have never had to spend those hours doing what I did. And of course, there's the drywall repair as well. Had I simply maintained that, simply used a list to remind me, and there's so many ways we can organize those lists now. The other item that I think a lot of us forget to do is to budget for home repairs. It takes money to maintain something. Usually not very much, but if those things do break down, or if I do need to, I got to buy filters, right? I've got to buy them. I've got to buy things to upkeep that, and we need to budget for that. And sometimes people ask me, how much should I be budgeting for home maintenance and repairs? The general rule of thumb is about 1% of your cost of the home. So if your home costs you $200,000, 1% over a year time is $2,000. Probably ought to bump that up a little bit if the home is, say, 12, 14, 15 years old, because you're going to begin to see around that 14, 15, 16 year period, systems beginning to fail more frequently because they're just worn out. And so budget for those home repairs, those maintenance related items. There are some who would even suggest creating a different account where you put that money. That may be good for some of you. For some of us, we don't need to do that, but you will certainly want to have that as part of your budget. And that's something we're going to talk about in a later video. The last thing that I want to discuss is probably the most neglected item of all. And that is adding safety-related items or equipment to your home. Did you know that every year over 160,000 fires are started because of some home food preparation event? In other words, somebody turned the fire under the grease, as is often the case, forgot about it, come back into the kitchen only to find their stove or even that wall in the kitchen completely engulfed in flames. I heard recently of a gentleman that did just that. He had put a saucepan on the stove, started it, had a little grease in there because he was going to prepare him some popcorn to have as he watched the football game. Well, he goes off and out to the front yard. He was just going to grab some mail. His neighbor came over and started chatting with him. Well, guess what? He forgot about the fire under the saucepan. He goes back in. Just a couple of minutes later, he smells the smoke from the fire that is already going on top of his stove. Gets in there. He had nothing to fight the fire with because he knew, I can't use water on this. It's a grease fire. He didn't have a type B dry chemical fire extinguisher around. He didn't have enough baking soda around. He knew that what he needed to do was to smother that fire. And before you know it, his whole kitchen was engulfed by the time the fire department arrived. So this item is something you don't want to forget about. Make sure that you equip your home with all the necessary safety-related items you can. Too many homes do not have smoke alarms. They don't have carbon monoxide detectors, first aid kits available. Not only will these items reduce the cost of home ownership, homeowners insurance in most cases, but they will provide peace of mind should the need arise to use them. So the point here is not to frighten anybody, but the point is, don't forget about safety-related items as they relate to the home. No one ever regrets spending time and money to purchase, say for instance, a fire extinguisher. Okay? So there you have it. Commit to your maintaining the home. Know what the tasks are related to that. Keep on top of those using a checklist. Make sure that you budget for home repairs, and don't forget about those safety-related items. All Things Home and House is here to help you. We're like a good neighbor, if you will. We're like a friend, the next door neighbor, who's here to help you. And we're going to talk about a number of items that we've already referenced in this video here soon. So be sure, if you have not already, to subscribe to this channel.